All rise. Support court is now in session. Judge's case number JVB1085, Campbell case.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, ladies, you may be seated. I'm Judge Brian D. Woodard, and ma'am, you brought this case before me. Matter of fact, before I get started on anything, I see your both last names are Campbell.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken. So what is your first name?
Kelly Campbell.
Kelly Campbell.
Yes.
And you, ma'am?
I'm Rochelle, but you can call me Ro.
This courtroom is about to explode as blood turns against blood. Today, it's Kelly versus Rachel, two cousins locked in a brutal fight over custody of a 6-year-old boy. Kelly's not holding back. She's calling Rachel out, saying her cousin is an unfit, reckless mother who dumps her kid in shady situations just to chase her own selfish lifestyle. But Rachel's not rolling over. She fires back, claiming she's got everything under control, even if her parenting style raises a few eyebrows or full-blown alarms. Trust me, this case spirals fast, and the truth that comes out, let's just say you won't see it coming. Now, let me ask you this. If someone in your family was neglecting their kid, would you confront them or stay out of it? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear them. Let's dive straight into this family feud with real stakes. Welcome to the showdown.
And
Kelly.
Kelly, okay. Yes. Kelly Rowe, let me go there because if I forget it, because Rowe and Kelly. All right, so let's get started. So go ahead and tell me about this.
My name is Kelly Campbell.
Leaving a child in 105 degrees heat with just a gym fan? That's not just poor judgment. That's dangerously careless. But here's the real question. Does this give Kelly the legal standing to take custody? Now, custody battles aren't won just because someone's parenting is questionable. The court needs solid proof of neglect or evidence that the child was put in harm's way. So, is Rachel just making a few bad calls? Or is this a serious failure to provide basic care? What do you think? Should not having AC and a proper education be enough to lose custody? Or is that crossing the line? Drop your opinion in the comments. This case isn't just about parenting. It's about what happens when family steps in.
The best project manager the city has to offer. I brought my cousin to court because she's attempting to want to get involved in her son's life all of a sudden. But her choices, they're poor. She has childish behavior, and she's not taking care of her responsibilities. Simple.
She's not taking care of her responsibilities. How does she have children with you or living with you or?
She has a son, 6 years old.
6 years old?
Yes.
And so what makes her childish?
She's just,
girl,
she
I'm
wanna be in
grown.
these streets. She's
Girl,
from
Hold on
grown.
one second. We're going to get to that
I'm
part.
real grown.
Okay, Miss Grown. One thing about it is grown people don't have to tell other grown people that they're grown. So just wait till I get to you, and then we're going to go ahead and get this train moving. But I'm going to get to you.
Yes, sir.
Miss Rowe.
Kelly isn't holding back. She's painting a disturbing picture. No air conditioning in triple-digit heat, 0.1 beat-up fan barely doing anything. Unrefrigerated Capri Suns. And let's not forget, a child's education completely on the back burner. In the eyes of the law, it all comes down to the child's safety and well-being. Judges don't play when it comes to neglect, and they'll be looking for hard proof that Rachel's actions, or lack of action, put her son at risk. But here's the twist. Can Rachel flip the script? Does she have a defense that'll turn this entire case upside down? Stay locked in. This one's far from over.
Yeah, R-O, really obvious. All right, let's go.
If you could change the R to a H. But the point, what I'm saying is...
We're not going there, but go ahead. I'm just
I
going to go ahead and over like
Emotions,
that.
sir.
I understand, but let's go ahead and get to business.
She's childish because she chooses to mix up her priorities.
Okay.
It's not flying, Your Honor. Her child, you know it's about 105 degrees. She has no AC. She has a gym fan circulating in the home.
The window was cracked.
Hold on.
The window was cracked.
Ladies, let me go ahead and get something straight right here because I just wanted this to go smoothly. And I know how ladies are sometimes. Y'all like to talk and get your point across, and you're going to be heard. I promise you're going to be heard. But being heard this way, it's not going to fly. So let's go ahead and continue without any interruptions. Ms. Rowe,
Got it.
when it's time for you to go, I will go back to you, Ms. Rowe.
Yes, sir.
But for right now, please keep quiet. Can we do that? Let's get this show back on the road.
Thank you, because she's rude.
I didn't ask about what she is. I'm just asking you to go ahead and continue to tell me what you're going to do.
I stand corrected.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Let's go.
I apologize. As I mentioned, her 6-year-old is in very poor conditions. Circulating hot air with hot air is not going to fly. As I mentioned, the temperatures are high. She leaves a bowl of noodles, chicken flavor, for her son, Capri Suns that aren't refrigerated. The child is so behind educationally. All he know how to do is whoa. It's just a lot going on. I don't like it, and I am going to be the provider for her child. And that's it, point blank.
Okay. And Miss Campbell, what are you actually asking for before I go?
Hold up. Did Rachel really just admit to leaving her 6-year-old home alone for 2 hours so she could go on a date? And her reasoning? She was out there looking for a stepdad. Over a pork chop special, I've heard some wild defenses in court, but this might be top-tier ridiculous. Forget taking the cake. Rachel just served up the pork chop excuse of the year. Now, here's the real debate. Is Rachel an unfit mother, or is Kelly blowing this way out of proportion? Let's hear it. Drop your take in the comments, because this case just went from bad to bizarre.
Honestly, I want the full custody of her child, Caleb.
Okay.
And I would like her to pay me, since she wants other men to pay her. But that's what I'm asking.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there anything else you would like to tell me before I move on to Ms. Rose?
I want you to see that she's truly childish, lax.
I didn't ask for insults. I said, is there anything that you want to tell me?
I didn't know that was an insult. It's really factual. No, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, see, this is going to be a challenge. Whew, don't you know? Miss Rowe, let's go. Continue this show.
Thank you, Judge. Okay, so they keep saying I'm crazy, right? They took my baby from me and gave it to her because I had a little date. I spent the block. I left him at the house by himself.
You spent the what?
The block. We went to Perry's. Me and his, he was tall, dark, and handsome. But I was gonna bring him a pork chop special back. So I went on this little date, left him at the house by himself. I gave him some noodles, a Capri Sun, and they call themselves.
Now, this is where the judge finally steps in, and not a moment too soon, leaving a child alone in scorching heat with nothing but a wobbly fan and a cracked window. That's not just bad judgment. That's flat out dangerous. And the judge doesn't sugarcoat it. This child is not a pet. If this had been brought to Child Protective Services, it could have triggered an emergency intervention on the spot. The big question now, will Rachel finally grasp how serious this is? Or is she still going to stand by her choices, doubling down on defense instead of facing reality? Stay tuned, because this just got real.
Oh, you can't leave the baby at the house by himself. I'm like, look, he was good. It was just for like 2 hours. I was going to be right back, and I was going to bring him back.
Wait a minute. How long?
Like 2 hours.
2
We had
hours.
reservations, so we're going to get right in.
So you made reservations and you left your child with her for just 2 hours. Was it just for that night?
It
or
was
it?
not 2 hours, Your Honor. It was 6
Okay.
hours
All right.
plus 2 bonus hours because she wanted to have a rendezvous.
All right, hold on a second. Okay, continue this. Yeah, this
Thank
is
you.
interesting. I really want to hear this one.
She think because she got a pool.
Well,
in her
I ain't
backyard.
worried about that. Let's get to the facts.
Okay,
Go ahead.
sorry. So I spent the block, ran to the Perry's with the fella. You know what I'm saying? He was fine. Okay. So look, I'm trying to get him a stepdad. I was gonna bring him back a pork chop special. Have you had one of them Perry's pork chops?
You trying to get a
It's like
stepdaddy?
this,
Listen,
it's-
you're trying to go and get a stepdaddy
For the
with
baby.
for a pork chop with a pork chop. Is
I
that
was gonna
how?
bring him the pork chop bag.
And so you expect him to be stepdaddy because you brought him bringing the pork chop because you were bringing. I want him to be
I'm
my
bringing the
stepdaddy.
baby.
So maybe if I give him a pork chop, he gonna be my.
I'll bring the baby back a pork chop.
Oh, the baby, you bring the baby a pork
I
chop,
went on
not the man
date.
a pork chop.
No, the man was gonna buy the baby a pork chop.
Okay.
That's how I'm taking care of him.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second, man.
So me and the man went out to dinner. I get back, they all, you're not supposed to leave your baby here, this and this and this. I'm like, he's 6 years old. He got some noodles. He got a couple of Capri Sun. I cracked the window, the fan was on, so he was good.
And just when it seems like things can't get any more complicated, Kelly drops another bombshell. She claims Rachel only shows up once a year to claim her son on her taxes. Now, let's be clear, falsely claiming dependents is no joke. It can lead to serious legal consequences, including IRS investigations. If Kelly has real evidence to back this up, Rachel could be facing more than just a custody battle. This could spiral into a legal mess on multiple fronts. So here's the question. Should tax fraud play a role in deciding custody, or should it be handled separately? Let me know what you think in the comments, because this case just took a whole new turn.
Hold on
I
one second.
fight a couple people, bust a few windows, plant some tires, and they think that I can't. That
Ma'am, you cannot be serious right now.
Dead.
Are you really serious right now? Number one, you're talking about what? First of all, let me say this. How hot is it outside right now?
105. That's the
Hold
car.
on. I'm asking her because you already at 105 because you're already talking. You heated up, and I understand.
I'm sorry, I'm
Yes,
passionate.
how hot is it outside right
Well, that day it was, cause we went at night.
now? I didn't
it cooled
ask
down a
whether
little
you
bit.
went at night or anything, because it's still hot at night as well too.
I mean, about 80, 90, it cooled down. But he had a fan.
And you got a fan. You gave the child a fan in the car.
I cracked the window.
You cracked it. So what is this child, a dog?
No. Caleb, he's a human.
But it's hot outside and you're going to give the child a fan. And then what
And
else?
Capri Sun.
And a Capri Sun.
Two.
Now let me ask you something. Would you want a hot car or a hot environment and somebody to give you a Capri Sun?
No, I was at Perry's.
You know what? Sometimes you just don't have the words to say. And I guess this is one of those times where, Lord have mercy, I do not have the words to say. Now this lady right here, Miss, what'd you say your first name was again?
Kelly with a capital K.
Miss Kelly with the capital K.
The best project
Okay,
manager.
I didn't ask if you was the best or the worst because you have no proof to tell me if you did right or wrong. It comes to those project managers or whatever else you say. You don't have to build the words up
work
to
too,
me.
Kelly.
Okay, but if you don't want to be done that way, why do you think that it's okay to let a child?
And just like that, the judge delivers the verdict. Rachel is officially ordered to pay $1,043 a month in child support. This ruling sends a clear message. If you want custody, you have to be present, reliable, and provide real stability. You can't just drop out of a child's life for over a year and then suddenly show up expecting full parental rights. It doesn't work like that, but here's the big question. Did the judge go far enough? Should Kelly have been granted full custody? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This case may be closed, but the debate is just getting started.
Treat
It
them
was
like
just
that?
for 2 hours.
It
I was
doesn't matter,
working
but
on
I
getting
said,
the
would
stepdad.
you want that done?
No. I mean, but sometimes we gotta go through stuff to get to the bigger picture, and I was working on this.
It looked like
man.
you got to the bigger picture with Paris.
I did,
Yeah,
and that's when you know
yeah.
the baby was gonna come with me on there.
Yeah, I see.
I was
Okay.
setting him up.
All right.
Yeah.
Miss Rowe, how much do you make how much you make a year?
What a wild ride from start to finish. This custody battle pulled back the curtain on neglect, financial red flags, and some seriously questionable priorities to die in the end. The judge chose stability over chaos, making sure the child's well-being stayed front and center. But here's the real question. Did the judge make the right call? Should Rachel have lost full custody, or did Kelly push things too far? Let us know what you think in the comments. And if you're all about real-life courtroom drama, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more jaw-dropping legal breakdowns. Until next time, stay informed, stay sharp, and stay tuned.
You haven't received anything.
Barely.
Okay. Obviously, this child is going to need to be taken care of because, everything in life is just ain't free. You just can't drop your child off and let somebody else take care of it.
I
Thinking
didn't drop him off.
she's taking care of your child.
I want him back.
She's taking care of. Okay, so how come you just now coming to court and saying that you just want him back? What happened to the past year?
I've been saying I want him back. She keep dragging me through the mud.
Dragging you through.
Oh, I'm unfit. I'm very fit. I go to
Ma'am,
the
I'm
training
just going to
3
say
times a
this.
week.
When
I'm
you're
fit.
talking about
I don't know
caviar and
what
stuff
you're
like that,
talking
obviously
about.
you have other reasons. So this is what we're going to do. So
I'm
you're.
fit.
Are you? Judge, if you didn't
Hold
have the
on,
training
ladies,
yesterday-
ladies, hold on. Because we're not going to go there. Y'all sound like my family during Christmas time. So, Miss Roe Campbell,
Yes.
you see, you make $65,000 a year, okay? You paying by your cousin $350. Your gross is $5,417, and 20% of that, with your net, is $4,401.57. Your high rim, 100 plus. We're gonna add that $163 to it. So basically, you got to pay something. You just can't You can't just let your cousin take care of all the business while you're thinking all high and mighty with pork chops and caviar. Hold
dropping
on,
it
wait a
today.
minute, hold on. Before we get to that, let me go ahead and get this before I forget about it. So, yes, you're going to pay. Okay, and the thing is, you're going to pay $1,043 flat. Nothing more, nothing less. But you need to be at home with your. If you wanted your child back so bad, it shouldn't have taken this long. Okay, you shouldn't be out there with the man eating pork chops and caviar while she's up there taking care of your child and not getting a dime. Am I mistaken about that?
None of the coins,
All right.
silver or copper.
So before you have anything else to say, that is my decision. This case is over with. This is adjourned. You have my answer. All right, ladies,
Twerk on that.
ladies, you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.